I have this little set of drawers. Came from the works. Cheap as chips. And I thought, this needs something. It needs something. So when the Friendship Express said to do steampunk, I was like, oh yeah. Let's see what I can do with this. Now, I've printed off some pictures. I'm also going to use some resin pieces that I'm going to make up off camera because you don't need to see me make everything. And I'm going to use some wooden balls for feet. Now, the wooden balls came from the mystery box I used to do. I didn't do it for very long. So I thought, rather than keep having to try and chase these things all over the house and the cats decide to knock the box over, let's just use them. So anyway, welcome back to my channel. I'm Gert, and thank you for being here. I appreciate you hugely if you watch to the end, because it helps us out immensely. So I am super gluing each ball, well bead, to the bottom. Everything is going to get painted, and I just wanted to bring them up off the floor or off the table. Just give them a bit more oomph, I suppose. And I'm going to be using 3 techniques, I think. Yeah. Layering, stenciling, and paste, texture paste. So yeah, that's 3 techniques, I think. So yeah. The beads are stuck brilliantly. That super glue is absolutely awesome. And I need to go and pick some more up off at market because it's just cheap and it's really good. So now I'm going to paint every bit of it using a brown and a red. The red does not look red, but when you mix it together, it gives it like a mahogany look. I'm not sure if I should have done it a bit darker though. I mean, I could still do that, I suppose. I'm not sure if the gold I put on it either is a bit too much. I kind of go to town on this box, on these boxes. And I do like them, don't get me wrong. I just think they're just a bit OTT. Let me know what you think. Have I gone too far? Could I have made it a bit more simple? I mean, I love steampunk, but don't get me wrong, I am not a steampunk queen like Janice is. Janice is also one of my members who is up right now. And thank you all for being my members. You are awesome sauce. So yeah, I've painted it roughly, but I'm going to be covering most of it up anyway. This is just ordinary clear PVA glue, and I'm going to kind of decoupage, but it's not really, because it's just a printed piece that I've got off my computer. Basically it's images off ChatGPT. I never know what letter to say first. I asked for steampunk images. I wasn't very precise on what I asked for, and this is what I got, really, and I quite liked them. And I thought, well, nobody else would be able to have these, so, you know. Unfortunately, she does get covered up. Well, her top half does, because I put a deadhead moth on here. I do not like moths, but the deadhead moth, there's something quite creepy and cool about it. So the top box is going to be steampunk. No, the bottom box, sorry, the big one, is going to be steampunk outfits, and the cogs will be tied in with both boxes. And I'm also putting in little cutouts from the printouts of pipes. I just thought these just look quite cute, and once you put the glue on, it really brings them out. And now I look at it, I realise that actually I have covered most of that up. So that's a step I could have gone without. Because when I put the texture paste on, ooh, I was a little bit excited. In fact, I was not a little bit excited. I was very excited because I half expected it to be a complete and utter mess. But no. See, I've not used this texture paste before. I usually like to use the thinner one, and this one's a bit crunchy. More textured than normal, if that makes sense. The other texture paste I've got is quite creamy. This one's got gritty. It feels gritty. Almost like spackle, I suppose. So here's my other images, and I'm thinking, what can I put on? What's going on? What shall I do here? And in the end, I faff and faff, and this is the one I choose. I really like that image. It's just so many. It's all sci-fi kind of steampunk, because that looks like a ray gun to me and stuff like that. It's just, I like it. And I'm going around trying to figure out where to put this one and that one, and I do have too many images for what I've got, and I didn't want to put any images down the side or the back. I just wanted the tops to be pretty. And I also quite like getting into a mess, so I am using my hand. I also got into my head that I should really put resin on the top. And the more and more I look at it, I think, oh, should I? Sort of like flood it, but don't go over the paste, the texture paste. So we've got that shine, and it should pop the images up, but leave the texture there. Oh, I don't know. I might leave that one for you lot to answer. Is it OTT, and should I resin the tops? Yeah. So, the drawers are a little bare. Not anymore. I decide, well, you might as well have the insides looking all steampunky too. So why not? So, again, getting my hands in there and getting all dirty and mucky and sticky. And I was thoroughly enjoying this. And it didn't take me long to do it. The only thing I had to wait for was obviously the texture paste to dry, which was minutes because it is roasting here, and the actual resin to cure. Well, that would just cure in while I was faffing, so that was great because I'd put it into my G3. 2 hours later, done. Fantastic machine. I have got a discount code in the description if you want to save some money out off that. I am going a little OTT again with these pipes, but I quite like them. So you don't need fancy stuff to do decoupage. Excuse me, Warzy. Whatever image you want, you can use and stick it down. It could be tissue paper, it could be printer paper, it could be napkins, anything. Now, these, I haven't used these yet, and I was thinking, ooh, they look quite nice. Just a little bit of highlight in the background. So, I'm using my favourite paste. I was thinking of using stamps, and then I changed my mind, and I got out the gold paste from Lidl. And it was Katz's fault from Dragon's Cave, because she used it. I don't know which video, I can't remember now. And it reminded me I've got it in the drawer. And it also reminded me to keep an eye out, because when she's got it in her Lidl in Spain, that means it's coming back in ours. And I need to get some more before I run out of it. Not that I'm going to run out of it very soon, but just in case, because I do like it. You get a texture paste, you get a creamy paste, and you get silver and gold. Yeah, it's very nice. I'm also going to be using micas in this, including a metallic mica from Let's Resin. In fact, it's not metallic, it's the chrome powders. Yeah, from Let's Resin. Just to highlight the texture paste. It looks quite nice. Well, I think it does. So, obviously, I don't have any of those stamper things, so I'm using my fingers, but I quite like getting my fingers in there. If you don't get messy, are you even a crafter? And I do like to get messy. That's why half the time you see my nails are a disgusting heap. But that came out lovely. And now I'm thinking, if I put that over there, I'm going to smush it. So I used a different side. Now, have I cleaned these stencils? No. What I'm going to do is, when I've got a fair few of them, I'm going to stick them in some hot water, let them soak, and then it'll be easy as chips just to wipe off. I do like to do them all in one go. So now I'm going through with my gold effect paste, and I'm just going around the edges, and these are supposed to be like books, but when I painted the whole box, I kind of kept going over the book bits, so I decided to just do it all in brown, and now they're not books anymore, they're just drawers. So I'm not putting anything on the spines. I actually prefer them with the feet and not as books. Although I wouldn't mind doing another one as books. I think they're quite cute. In fact, I could just imagine doing a little minis. Just doing minis in there. So when you open the drawer, it's like a secret. Oh, me and my brain. Too many ideas. And I do apologise if you heard that strange noise in the background. My cat just went for a... whoopsie. He's very loud. He's old, bless him. So I've gone over the top of the drawers too, and then I realised, don't put it back in, you fairy. It'll get stuck. Now this is the magic stuff. This is the texture paste, and I wasn't sure what to do with what cogs, how or what or where or yeah, I did start with my fingers and then realised, no, idiot, get your palette knife out, that works much better. And I spend way too much time faffing with this. But it's so relaxing. And I kept looking at it thinking, well, if I don't do over that bit, I'm not going to see the whole cog. So I do it. I do. Sorry. Lost plot again. I do put it all the way to the edge. And in between some of the cogs, but not all. So I still think I'm putting this on quite thick. A bit too thick, to be fair. It doesn't need to be that thick, but I like the fact it's all raised. And I haven't painted the whole of the white, just the tops, so it looks like there's more depth to it. You can actually see how raised it is. And it's beautiful. And at one point my camera does actually stop working just as I was about to peel it on the second lot, I think. So I didn't peel it and just started the camera up again, just so you could see it, because seriously, I love watching that bit. Just watch that. Oh, look at that. It's perfect. I just love it. So then I decided to do a big one, but I thought I'll wait till that one dries before I put another one on. And this one, I didn't realise that I hadn't got it all the way to the edge like I wanted. So yeah, it does kind of look like it's just stuck in the middle of air, but it works. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. I don't know what's going off with the light. That's a bit strange. Very strange, in fact. Because it wasn't doing it when I was actually working. Anywho. This is the one, I think. Is it this one? Or it might even be the third one. I don't know now. I can't remember. No, it's this one. I'm sure it's this one. So, I'm going into all the little nooks and crannies and being very careful not to smush it underneath the lines. And I don't do the big one, do I? Do I do the big one? I don't think I do I? No, I don't. So Oh, look, it's just so satisfying to peel it away and ta-da! There it is. There's so much to look at so far. And this is nowhere near done yet. I've got more to add. Because why not? This is the one that stops halfway through. And I've just noticed that I've got a bit over the edge, so I'm having to just sort of tidy that up a little bit. But I want the big one. Oh, I could have sworn I've pulled that one while you were watching. Oh, I'm sorry. But yeah, it was all very, very satisfying. So I'm using some water and some mica. And it's the green metallic, I think, of green chrome, that's it. Because I thought, once it's on white, it makes it like a patina effect colour. And it just seemed to work really well against the browns. And I'm not going to make you sit and watch me paint the whole thing, because it is quite tedious and I do have to keep swapping brushes. But that colour, just, so nice. How many times have I said so nice so far? I don't know. But just look, it's pretty. And because it's now blue instead of white, well, bluey green, it's turquoisey colour. It is just popping against the background, and the background is now popping against that. And it's just, oof, superb. So I have got to do both boxes, and I might just smush a bit in on the actual where the book pages are supposed to be, but not enough, not too much, just a bit of a highlight really, just basically not wasting any of the mica. So I'll rub it on with my fingers just nicely, and I shall be sticking on some more bits and bobs. And I do thoroughly enjoy making this box. Well, not making the box, because the box is made up already. So now I'm going to use some more mica. This time it's a, what's it called? A ruby red, but I'm going to mix it with the cream paste. Now, it's not going to be that colour, it's more of a terracotta, I suppose. Rusty colour, which is what I wanted. I wanted a rusty colour. Because I'm going to stick some pipes on and some cogs. And I thought, once they're stuck on, because I'd done everything in black, so then I could highlight it with my finger. Once everything's on, highlight it with this colour, and it'll just, emphasise all the colours that's in there. And I have to say, I am so pleased with it. I'm still looking at it thinking I should resin it. Oh, what should I do? What should I do? But the moth looks amazing. I'm just using a eco pour just to make sure it stayed down. So everything in black looks really quite boring. And I don't know, it kind of fades into the background, I suppose. Not the blue background, but the trousers and stuff. It just didn't stick out enough. So when I add the paste, it does not bring out the detail. And I didn't like that little sticker I'd put there, so it weren't a sticker actually, it was just paper. So I covered it up with a little pocket watch. And I do think I go a little bit overboard. I don't just add the cogs and the moth. I add pipes and a key and a hat and a thing that I would like to say is a scrolly type thing. I have no idea what it's called, but it's pretty. And it's also made me think about doing another box I've got that actually used to hold my nail varnishes that I actually lost the handle off. I could replace that. So do a little upcycling thing. What do you think? Shall I do another one? Maybe just not so much? Maybe? I don't know. I enjoyed shoving everything on. It was great. It was just, like I said, dead relaxing. That's the scrolly thingy, God knows what it's called. These are from sugar molds, and this very delicate. I was going to use clay, and I thought, well, while I've got my epoxy resin out, I might as well just give it a go. And I did. I was surprised at the moth being able to actually keep the antennae. That's the first time I've actually kept the antennae. The last time I tried to do it, they broke off. So thin. But now it's lovely. I love it. So I've just got little bits to stick on. So I've got little taps and pipes, and the taps, I love the taps. In fact, I used them in my Charlie and the Chocolate Factory room as pipes for the chocolate. Yeah, because I made the chocolate river. Oh, I still think I overdid that room. I might put that up at end so you can go back and have a look at it and tell me what you think. Because it doesn't feel like a bedroom, it feels like a scene, which kind of the Burton house was supposed to be, but I also wanted it to look like a proper room. I think I went a bit too over the top. Way too over the top, actually. So yeah, I'll put that in the end screen. So if you fancy giving that a look, in fact, I'll put the playlist in. If you fancy giving it a look, well, it's there for you to have a snoop at. So yeah, like I said, I'm sticking lots of things on, but there's so much to look at. It just keeps your eye moving around the box, like, ooh, what's there? Ooh, what's there? And him staring out is just like so cool. I really proper enjoyed this. I should do more steampunk, I think. I don't usually do it because I don't think I'm that good at it. But you know what? It don't matter if you are. Just enjoy what you're doing. Like I said, I'm no Janice. Janice is absolutely awesome at steampunk. She just got this thing that something pops into her head and there it goes. But yeah, this colour really made the black pop against the greeny blue. So yes, you can make your own coloured paste. Oh, that's given me such an idea. I have got some silver and some gold mica. Ooh, I might make my own. Yes, I might. That might be a good idea. And I have put extra in some places just to make it pop a little bit more, because the more you put on, the brighter it gets, and it does just makes everything just lovely. So there's not much to do now, it's nearly finished. So if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up, hype, like, subscribe, do all the nice Yubi-Dubi things. And if you stop till the end, I really do appreciate you, because this is what we need, people to watch. And I shall leave you with a video. Don't forget to check out the playlist for the Friendship Express. And I shall see you all next time. Bye bye!